Keep going. Unleash your unstoppable self. Every day, countless dreams die quietly, not from a lack of talent or opportunity, but from a surplus of comfort. Most people don't fail because they're incapable or broken. They fail because they quit when life gets uncomfortable. They stop the moment they feel tired or bored, retreating to the familiar and easy path instead of pushing through the challenge. But success is indifferent to how you feel. It doesn't care if you're exhausted, afraid, or unmotivated. It only rewards those who keep showing up when every part of them wants to quit. Yet the people who achieve greatness are not immune to fatigue and fear. They simply respond differently. Every hero, champion, or visionary has felt the urge to give up, but they made a different choice in that crucial moment. Instead of giving in, they pushed themselves to take one more step. They were not fearless or guaranteed victory. They were just willing to persevere despite the doubt and pain. That single decision, to press forward when others would have surrendered, is what separates those who succeed from those who settle. What is their secret? How do they find the strength to persevere when others fall by the wayside? The answer isn't some innate superhuman trait. It is a mindset, a set of principles that anyone can cultivate. They succeed because they learn to harness their purpose, their resilience, their adaptability, and an unshakable belief in themselves to carry them through any trial. They refuse to let excuses or setbacks stop them, and it all begins with a single powerful choice, the decision to keep going, even when everything in you is screaming to stop. 1. Decide to keep going. Imagine yourself standing at a crossroads. One road leads back to the safety of everything you know, comfort, familiarity, and zero risk. The other road stretches out into the unknown, toward goals not yet achieved, and a version of you that you haven't met yet. It's tempting to turn back to what is familiar. After all, it's easy and safe, and plenty of people will urge you to be realistic and stay where it's comfortable. But nothing great ever grows in that safety zone. Growth lives on the road ahead, the one that runs through challenge, uncertainty, and even a little fear. Every person you admire has faced this exact choice. They stood where you stand, tired, uncertain, and afraid. They were not fearless or guaranteed success. They simply chose to move forward anyway. Take Abraham Lincoln, for example. His path to greatness was anything but smooth. He failed in business, lost numerous elections, and endured personal tragedies. Time and again, he was told no. Yet he refused to let those defeats define him. Each setback only strengthened his resolve to keep going. And that single choice, to continue when others would have quit, ultimately shaped history. Lincoln was not alone. Behind every success story lies a trail of challenges and losses. Think of the authors whose novels were rejected dozens of times before becoming bestsellers. The entrepreneurs who went bankrupt before building empires. The athletes who trained for years in obscurity before winning glory. What set them apart wasn't luck or genius. It was the decision they made every time they fell. They got back up and kept going. Now it's your turn to make that same decision. Decide that no matter how hard it gets, you will not quit. Make up your mind that even when your spirit is tired and your mind is screaming for you to turn back, you will take the next step. The road ahead may be steep and uncertain, but it holds the life you truly want. The success and growth you seek lie on that very road you're afraid to travel. You won't find them by clinging to the safe haven behind you. You find them by walking through the fire in front of you. You only become stronger by leaning into discomfort, by embracing rejection, by rising again every time you get knocked down. Remember, pain is not your enemy. It is your teacher and your trainer. Each challenge that hurts you is also shaping you, breaking down your weaknesses and building up your strength. This is your moment of truth, the point where transformation begins. It doesn't begin when things are easy. It begins when things are hard and you choose to face it. So declare right now that you're done playing small. Decide that you are worthy of more. Remind yourself that your dreams are not foolish. Your goals are not too big, and you are not too broken to fight for them. The world does not need more people giving up on themselves. It needs people who rise despite the odds. Right now, you have a chance to be that person. You can leave behind the life that no longer excites you and step forward into a life that challenges you and rewards you beyond measure. So take that first step. Even if your knees tremble and your voice shakes, step forward. Even if you are the only one believing in your vision, move forward anyway. Right here, right now, everything changes. By choosing to press on when it's hardest, you ignite a change inside yourself that nothing can stop. And as you embark on this difficult road, there's one thing you must carry with you to keep that fire burning, a clear sense of why you're doing it. 2. Define your purpose clearly. If you want to keep moving forward, you must know exactly what you're moving toward. Your purpose is the fuel that powers your journey. Without a strong why, even the smallest challenges can feel like impossible obstacles. But with a purpose burning inside you, you can endure almost anyhow. Pain becomes progress, sacrifice gains meaning, and struggle transforms into growth. Without a clear purpose, the journey can break you. With one, the same journey will forge you into something stronger. Consider Martin Luther King Jr. He did not march through city streets, give rousing speeches, and face hatred and danger because it was easy for him. He did it because he knew exactly what he stood for. His dream of equality wasn't just a casual wish. It was his mission. Every word he spoke and every step he took was guided by an unshakable clarity of purpose. That clarity lit a fire in the hearts of millions because purpose is contagious. When someone moves with conviction, people notice, they listen, and they follow. You have that same capacity for conviction within you. But first, you must define your own purpose. So ask yourself, what drives you at your core? What goal or ideal sets your soul on fire? What problem in the world breaks your heart and compels you to solve it? What legacy do you dream of leaving behind? Let your answers be raw and real. Don't settle for vague ideas or someone else's dreams. Dig deep until you uncover something specific and true to you, something that ignites a spark in your heart. Once you've found that burning purpose, capture it in words. Write it down, not just in your mind, but on paper or a screen where you can see it every day. Put it on your wall, in your journal, or as a note on your mirror, anywhere it stays visible. Remind yourself of it constantly. Read it when you feel tired or discouraged. Repeat it to yourself when fear starts creeping in. Return to it whenever you start doubting your path. Your purpose is not a one-time spark that flashes and fades. It's a continuous fire you must tend when the road gets hard, and it will. Your purpose will keep your legs moving. When the world tells you to stop, your purpose will whisper, "Go on." Over time, that purpose becomes your compass. It will guide you when you feel lost. It will be your anchor when life's storms try to throw you off course, and your armor when the pressures of the world bear down. Purpose runs deeper than motivation. Motivation is fickle. It comes and goes with the mood of the moment. Purpose is steady. It endures quietly over the long haul. So once you've defined your purpose, protect it. Feed it daily with your attention and commitment. It's not just a pretty statement on paper. It's your North Star. It's the reason your story matters. The reason you have this journey at all. And often you discover it not in times of ease, but in the moments of adversity, when everything is in question, and yet you still find a reason to persevere. There is incredible power in living with a clear purpose. The greatness inside you will not fully reveal itself until you identify that driving cause. Only when you know why you're fighting can you give every ounce of effort without hesitation. The world has plenty of people who wander aimlessly. It hungers for people ablaze with purpose. Those who know exactly why they rise each morning, why they work, and why they refuse to quit. Be one of those people. Find your truth, your reason, your why. And once you have it, never let it go. Let your purpose pull you forward, step by step, day after day, until the life you've envisioned in your dreams becomes the life you actually live. With that North Star blazing in your sky, you can now chart your course. It's time to set concrete goals and milestones to turn your vision into reality. 3. Set concrete goals and milestones. A dream without a plan is just a wish. No matter how brilliant your vision is, if it has no direction, it will drift and eventually disappear amid the distractions of daily life. Setting concrete goals gives your dream structure. Think of your goals as the compass for your ship. Without them, you would sail aimlessly and likely end up lost. But with clear goals charting the course, you transform a vague idea into a targeted mission. You begin to turn possibility into inevitability. Goals are not just items on a to-do list. They are promises you make to yourself. When you commit a goal to paper, you are declaring, I will make this happen. You are stating that you will not leave your future to chance. Instead of just wishing for success, you are planning for it. You are telling yourself and the world that you won't sit back and passively wait. You will move, you will build, and you will rise to meet your vision. History has proven how powerful this approach can be. The Apollo moon landing, for example, wasn't accomplished by vague hopes. It succeeded because a bold vision was broken down into specific, achievable goals. NASA didn't reach the moon in one leap. They set a series of milestones, developing the rocket, orbiting the Earth, testing in space, and so on. Each mission, each small step, formed a bridge from Earth to the moon. In the same way, no matter how far away your dream appears, concrete goals and milestones will form the path to reach it, one step at a time. Start setting your goals now, not someday when conditions are perfect. Grab a pen today and write down what you intend to achieve. Make your goals crystal clear and specific. Don't say, I want to get fit. Say, I will run a 5K by the end of June. Or, I will lose 15 pounds in the next 3 months. Instead of, I want to improve my career. Write, I will acquire X certification by this date. Or, I will apply for that promotion in 6 months. Detail what you want, when you want it by, and why it matters to you. Visible, concrete goals become real and tangible, not just thoughts in your head. And make sure your goals challenge you and push you forward, while staying connected to your larger purpose. If your goals align with your purpose, they will inspire you even on the tough days. No big dream is achieved all at once. Break your grand vision into smaller milestones. These milestones are like checkpoints on your journey, mini goals that lead up to the big goal. For example, if your dream is to start a successful business, a milestone might be write a business plan by next month, then secure initial funding by the end of the year, and so on. Each milestone gives you a short-term target to hit and celebrate. With every milestone you reach, you build trust and confidence in yourself. You also gather proof that you are making progress. Each small victory is a signal. You're not stuck. You're moving ahead. Take the time to celebrate these wins. No matter how minor they might seem, they are the building blocks of your transformation. Big changes happen through many small steps, not one giant leap. Success is achieved by consistent structure and effort, not random chaos. There will inevitably be days when your ultimate dream feels far away and the effort feels heavy. This is when your goals become your lifeline. They will remind you of why you started and keep you grounded in what needs to be done next. If you wake up discouraged, you can look at your goals and see a clear next step to take, something within reach today that moves you closer. Goals give you something solid to stand on when everything else feels shaky. And pursuing them is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about showing up for yourself day after day, even if progress comes in inches. Over time, those inches add up to miles. By steadily working on your defined goals, you will find that your life slowly begins to mirror the vision you've been working toward. Always keep your big dream in your heart, but anchor it with daily actions through your goals. Dream big, but work small. Every day, do something that advances one of your goals. Be relentless and refuse to give up. With your goals as guideposts, your dream is no longer just a vague hope. It becomes a destination you're actively navigating toward. Every goal you set, every milestone you achieve, and every step you take is bringing that once distant vision to life. So start now. Choose one specific goal and one immediate action you can take toward it. Begin this journey of turning your vision into reality. You have your why and your what. Now you are actively doing the how, and that momentum is incredibly powerful. Number 4, stay committed despite criticism. As you chase your dream, not everyone will cheer you on. There comes a moment in every bold endeavor when the outside voices begin to chime in. Some will whisper cautious advice, and others may shout outright disbelief. The words may differ. Are you sure about this? Or that'll never work. But the essence is the same. Doubt. Often these criticisms don't come from malice, but from fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of change. Fear of anything that challenges the status quo. The path you're on, the one that leads to greatness, is by definition unconventional. It will make some people uneasy because they can't see what you see. Criticism and doubt from others can only derail you if you let them. History is full of examples of visionaries who faced a chorus of naysayers. Think of Galileo Galilei. In the 1600s, he looked through his telescope and saw evidence that upended the understanding of his time. He realized the Earth was not the center of the universe. This truth threatened the established beliefs so much that Galileo was condemned and silenced by authorities who were terrified to accept it. Yet he never renounced what he knew. And now, centuries later, Galileo is celebrated as a father of modern science, while the voices that condemned him have faded into footnotes. Or consider Albert Einstein. When he first introduced his revolutionary ideas about space and time, many of his fellow scientists dismissed and ridiculed him. His theories were radical, shattering the comfortable limits of physics. But Einstein did not flinch or argue with his critics. He focused on proving his work. In the end, the world came to revere his genius, and those early doubters are long forgotten. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Other people's judgments often reflect their limitations, not yours. When people doubt your vision or your plan, it's usually because they cannot see it, because it lies beyond the boundaries of their own experience. They are sailing by the map they know, but you are charting new waters. If you surrender your dream every time someone else questions it, you'll trade away the endless possibilities of your journey for the confines of their fear. You must learn to tell the difference between constructive critique and destructive pessimism. Constructive criticism can be valuable. Welcome the insights that help you improve your craft or see a blind spot you overlooked. That kind of feedback sharpens you like a sword being honed. But destructive criticism, the cynical, baseless negativity or mockery, serves no purpose except to deter you. Those are like clouds of dust in the wind. Learn to brush them aside. They do not deserve your energy or attention. Staying committed in the face of criticism is one of the highest forms of courage. It's easy to stand tall and confident when everyone is clapping for you. But can you stand firm when they laugh or roll their eyes? Can you keep laying brick after brick on your project when onlookers doubt you? Can you continue to believe in yourself when someone tells you you're foolish? Doing so is the mark of the resolute, of the visionary. Every great innovator, leader, or artist had to endure people calling them crazy or unrealistic, until the day they proved those people wrong. So let their doubt become the background noise to your focused determination. Let their skepticism fuel your fire rather than douse it. Use it as motivation to work even harder and smarter. In time, your results will speak for themselves. Your progress will answer questions more effectively than any argument could. The success you earn will echo loudly, turning skepticism into silence. Remember, no groundbreaking idea has ever strolled into the world without resistance. Every significant change was initially opposed by those comfortable with the old ways. The world doesn't change because everyone instantly agrees. It changes because someone is brave enough to keep going despite everyone disagreeing. Be that person. Stand firm in your vision. Carry it like a sacred torch lighting your way. Protect it from the gusts of doubt that blow from others' fears. Feed that flame with your belief daily. One day, those who doubted you may not even remember why they didn't believe, but they will see what you have built. The same people who said it can't be done will marvel at how you did it. And the world will remember that you were the one who stayed true. You were the one who transformed resistance into reverence. That strength of conviction is your power, and it is far greater than any critic's opinion could ever be. 5. Continuously adapt and grow on your journey to success. You might picture a straight road, clear, smooth, and easy to navigate. But real life rarely works out so neatly. The road to your goals will twist and turn. Unexpected obstacles will spring up without warning. In these moments, life will not reward the person who refuses to change course. It will reward the one who can adapt. Adaptability is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It's the quality that allows you to thrive when others freeze or falter. Markets shift. Technologies evolve. Relationships change. Crises erupt. If you can't adjust to the new reality, you'll be left behind. The strategy or technique that brought you success yesterday might become obsolete tomorrow. The question is, when things change, will you? Consider the example of Dwight D. Eisenhower, the World War II general who became the 34th President of the United States. He led in an era of rapid change, the dawn of the Cold War, nuclear threats, civil rights upheavals, and economic shifts. Eisenhower was not rigid in his leadership. He was remarkably adaptable and strategic. He championed the interstate highway system across America, not just as an infrastructure project, but as a forward-thinking move to bolster national defense and unite the country economically. He expanded Social Security and maintained key social programs while still managing to balance the federal budget, a careful balancing act between progress and stability. And when faced with the fervor of McCarthyism, a movement that was accusing many of disloyalty, Eisenhower navigated calmly and preserved American democratic values without inflaming further division. His genius was not in clinging stubbornly to one idea. It was in adjusting his policies to fit the moment's needs. He succeeded because he could pivot when circumstances demanded it. We must learn to do the same. Bend without breaking. Stay in motion even when the world tries to pin us down. Being adaptable means always being willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Clinging to the way we've always done it can sink you when a new challenge arises, so keep your mind open and your skills sharp. If a plan fails, don't see it as the end of the road. See it as a sign pointing you toward a new route. Your core principles and values can remain steady like an anchor, but your strategies and tactics should be flexible like sails that catch new winds. There's no wisdom in charging headfirst into a brick wall when you could walk around it or find a way to climb over. Real strength lies in knowing when to change your approach. Too many people mistake stubbornness for strength. They wear their refusal to change like a badge of honor, thinking it shows resolve. But refusing to adapt isn't resilience. It's a recipe for irrelevance. True resilience sometimes means changing course to stay on track toward your ultimate goal. Adaptability is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of intelligence. It shows that you're committed to your outcome, not wedded to a particular method. It says you're willing to do whatever works, rather than sticking to what used to work in the past. So stay focused on your destination, but be flexible in how you get there. When the winds of change blow, adjust your sails. When new challenges arise, greet them with a mindset eager to learn and adapt. Life will not slow down or pause to make things comfortable for you. It keeps moving, and so must you. You can either move with the current or be swept aside by it. Don't fear the unknown changes coming your way. Embrace them. Step into new territory with confidence, knowing that you carry the ultimate advantage, the ability to adapt. In a world that never stops changing, this ability is a superpower. It will separate you from the pack. Remember, it's not the strongest or the smartest who survive. It's those who can adjust to the new environment. If you master the skill of adaptation, you won't just survive upheavals, you will shape them to your advantage. You will not be broken by life's surprises. You will become the force that turns those surprises into new opportunities. 6. Develop unshakable self-belief. All the talent and hard work in the world won't carry you far unless you believe in yourself. Self-belief is the bedrock of success. Without it, every step forward feels uncertain and every challenge feels heavier than it is. Doubt will creep into the cracks and paralyze your progress, turning your potential into regret. But with unshakable self-belief, you become unstoppable. You move with purpose, you speak with conviction, and you act without hesitation. Obstacles don't vanish, but they no longer shatter you. Instead, they become stepping stones, because you trust yourself to overcome them. Consider the legendary boxer Muhammad Ali. He famously declared, "I am the greatest," long before the world had seen him fight. To some, it sounded like boastful arrogance, but Ali's words were not empty bravado. They were an expression of his deep, genuine belief in himself. He wasn't born the greatest. He became the greatest, and he started becoming it the moment he convinced himself it was true. That self-belief was his armor in the ring, and his anchor outside of it. Through every tough bout, every knockdown, every critic and doubter, Ali's confidence in who he was and what he could achieve never wavered. His story teaches us that believing in yourself is not a result of success. It's a prerequisite for it. Now, you must cultivate the same unwavering faith in yourself. This isn't about a shallow ego boost or wishful thinking. It's about a deep recognition of your own potential and worth. Start with the way you talk to yourself every day. Your mind is always listening to your self-talk, absorbing every word. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this," your mind will believe it and act accordingly. But if you choose to tell yourself, I am capable of handling this. I deserve success. And I am getting stronger and better. Then those messages sink in instead. Speak to yourself with kindness, power, and optimism. Every morning, look in the mirror and affirm something positive. I am capable. I am worthy. I am growing better every day. Say it out loud. It's not silly. It's training your mind to focus on your strengths. At first it might feel strange, but repetition carves these beliefs deeper into your psyche, and over time, your mind will start to echo them back to you. Words alone, however, are not enough. You also need evidence to reinforce your faith in yourself. Take a moment to recall the challenges you've already overcome in life. Think about times when you felt like giving up, but found a way to keep going. Times when you succeeded, even though you were afraid you might fail. Perhaps you endured personal hardships, passed a difficult exam, learned a new skill, or helped someone in a way that made a difference. No matter how small these victories seem, they are proof of your strength and resilience. Collect those memories and hold them up like trophies in your mind. They remind you that you have what it takes. You've fallen and gotten back up. You've faced uncertainty and pushed through. Let those victories, past and present, become the foundation of your confidence. Armed with this belief, start embodying it in your everyday life. Carry yourself as someone who knows their worth. Stand tall, lift your chin, meet the world eye to eye. This posture isn't for others, it's a signal to yourself. When you walk into a room, do so with the quiet confidence that you belong there. Speak up when you have an idea or opinion. Speak clearly and with conviction, because your thoughts matter. Act as if success is already within reach. This isn't pretending or being delusional. It's acting on the assumption that you can succeed, which in turn increases your chances of doing so. When you truly believe in your abilities, you'll take the kinds of bold actions that create success. You'll knock on doors, and if they don't open, you'll find a window. You'll ask for opportunities and seek out challenges because you know you can handle them. And the world responds to that. People and opportunities tend to gravitate towards someone who confidently knows where they're going. Keep in mind, this self-belief is not about being perfect or never doubting. You will have moments of insecurity. Everyone does. You will make mistakes and even fail at times. Unshakable self-belief doesn't mean never feeling fear or doubt. It means persisting in spite of them. It means that deep down, you trust that you will figure things out and that you deserve the good things you're striving for. When you stumble, it's that inner voice that says, I can learn from this and get back up, instead of, I knew I'd fail. So when you encounter setbacks, remember who you are and how far you've come. Refuse to let a temporary failure turn into permanent self-doubt. Train your mind consistently. Just as you exercise your body to build muscle, exercise your mind to build confidence. Feed it with positive influences, books, videos, mentors, friends, anything that reinforces your belief in yourself. At the same time, guard against sources of doubt. Limit the voices, including your own inner critic, that tell you can't do it. Surround yourself with people who encourage and challenge you, not people who constantly tear you down. If you have a friend or mentor who always sees the best in you, spend more time with them. Let their confidence in you bolster your own. When you speak about your ambitions, speak with certainty. Instead of saying, I hope I can, say, I will. Instead of maybe one day, say soon I am going to. This isn't arrogance. It's choosing to believe in the path you're on. And when fear or anxiety rises up, and it will, meet it head on. Remind yourself of your purpose, that powerful why you defined earlier and the strengths that got you this far. Fear is just a feeling, not a prophecy. Your self-belief can burn brighter than that fear if you keep feeding it. A man or woman who believes in themselves and refuses to quit is a force of nature. When you have that kind of confidence, you become resilient to external opinions and even to many failures because you know in your core that you will find a way. The world cannot help but eventually make room for someone who never stops believing and improving. Be that person. Build an unshakable belief in your own potential. Day by day, strengthen your mind with positivity and proof. Soon you'll notice a shift. Challenges feel a bit less intimidating, and opportunities seem a bit more attainable. That's the world quietly responding to your inner transformation. Believe in yourself deeply, and watch as the world starts to believe in you too. 7. Harness the power of resilience. Life has a way of knocking on your door with challenges you never expected. It will ask politely if you're ready. It will just barge in with storms and setbacks. In those darkest hours, when it feels like everything is going wrong, your destiny isn't shaped by the storm itself, but by how you respond to it. This is where resilience comes in. Resilience is the quiet power that pulls you back to your feet after life has knocked you down. It's the voice in your heart that whispers, "Try again," when your mind is screaming, "I give up." It is, in many ways, the most important muscle you can build, because sooner or later, every journey includes some falls. Think of Thomas Edison. He tested thousands upon thousands of materials and designs, trying to invent a practical light bulb, and the vast majority of those attempts failed. Can you imagine? He could have given up after the first few failures, or after the first 100, or the first 1,000. Many people laughed at him, and even his friends might have gently suggested he quit this crazy pursuit. But Edison didn't see failure the way most people do. In his eyes, every experiment that didn't work was not a defeat, but a discovery of one way not to make a light bulb. Famously, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That perspective is the essence of resilience. He didn't curse his setbacks or view them as wasted time. He saw them as necessary steps on the path to success. Each misstep taught him something new. Edison welcomed the struggle because he understood that the struggle was forging him into the inventor who would eventually get it right. And he was right. After all those failures, Edison finally found a solution, and it changed the world. Edison's story illustrates a crucial lesson. See your obstacles not as roadblocks, but as training grounds for growth. Challenges aren't punishment for aiming high. They're the proving grounds that prepare you for what you've asked for. Every time you struggle or stumble, you are being shaped and strengthened. It's like a blacksmith forging a sword. Hammering and heat are uncomfortable for the metal, but that's what it takes to create a blade that is strong and sharp. In the same way, each trial you endure is refining you. Each disappointment is chiseling away what is unnecessary and revealing the warrior within. So, when you find yourself exhausted, discouraged, or on the brink of despair, give yourself permission to pause and catch your breath. But do not quit. In those moments, remember that pain and difficulty are not the end of your story. Often, they are the beginning of a new chapter of growth. The pain you feel is the pain of muscles growing, of character being built. Just as you only strengthen your physical muscles by challenging them with heavy weights, you strengthen your mental and emotional muscles by facing heavy challenges. You do not become wiser or stronger during the easy, carefree times. Those qualities are earned when you confront hardship and choose to persevere. Start to expect that the road will sometimes be hard, and don't be surprised when it is. More importantly, resolve to respect those hard times when they arrive. That might sound strange. Why respect difficulties? Because difficulties are the forge of resilience. The resistance you encounter is exactly what builds your strength to overcome the next obstacle. It's through falling that you learn how to get back up. And each time you get back up, you build a little more confidence that you can handle whatever comes next. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8, as the proverb says. Resilience is not about never falling. It's about always rising. It's not about having an unblemished record. It's about refusing to stay down. Forget perfection. What matters is perseverance. The resilient person keeps choosing hope over despair, effort over surrender, courage over fear. When life hits hard, a resilient spirit might bend, but it doesn't break. Instead of thinking, "Why me?" when trouble comes, the resilient mindset thinks, "Watch me overcome this." Remember that the strongest steel is forged by the hottest fires. You are being tempered by each challenge you survive. Embrace this fact. Every setback is actually a setup for your next triumph. When something goes wrong, remind yourself that this could be the very experience that later gives you the insight or strength to achieve an even greater success. In time, you'll see that some of your greatest growth came from your hardest trials. So rise and keep rising. Get up every time life knocks you down. If you keep doing that, eventually life will learn that it just can't keep you down. Make bouncing back your default mode. Over time, you'll find that resilience has become part of who you are. Getting knocked down hurts, sure, but it no longer defeats you. You will always stand up stronger than before. Harness that power of resilience. When you do, you'll become virtually unbreakable. There may be cracks and scars from the hits you've taken, But those cracks are where the light gets in, and those scars are proof that you survived and grew. With resilience on your side, no challenge, no matter how fierce, can hold you down for long. 8. Master your mindset. Your mindset is the master key that opens the door to your future. This isn't just a feel-good saying, it's a fundamental truth. Every thought you think and every belief you hold shapes how you interpret the world and the actions you take. In a way, your mindset is like a pair of glasses. It colors everything you see. If your lenses are tinted with negativity, doubt, and limitation, then every opportunity will look like a risk, and every setback will feel like a personal attack or an insurmountable wall. But if your lenses are clear and bright with optimism, resilience, and a belief in growth, then even in darkness you will find light. And even in challenges you will see possibilities. Picture your mind as a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds, and your mindset is the soil. Plant seeds of positivity, resilience, and ambition in rich, fertile soil, and they will flourish into healthy plants. Achievements, solutions, and growth. But if your soil is full of bitterness, fear, and self-doubt, it doesn't matter what seeds you plant. Nothing worthwhile will grow. You cannot sow thoughts of inadequacy and expect to reap a harvest of success. The good news is, you are the gardener of your own mind. You have the power to weed out the negative and cultivate the positive. Start by becoming aware of your habitual thoughts. Pay attention to that voice in your head that narrates your day. How often does it tell you things like, I can't handle this, I'm always unlucky, or I'm not good enough? These thoughts might feel true in the moment, but they are not facts. They are stories your mind has learned to tell, and like any bad habit, they can be changed. Each time you catch yourself thinking a limiting thought, pause and consciously replace it with a more empowering one. It's like pulling up a weed and planting a new seed in its place. For example, when you hear your mind say, I can't do this, stop right there. Challenge that thought and replace it. This is tough, but I can figure this out. If your mind says, things never work out for me, counter it with, good things are coming as long as I keep moving forward. Instead of, I'm not good enough to succeed, tell yourself, I am learning and improving. I deserve the success I'm working for. These might feel like simple phrases, but they have deep power. Over time, as you consistently swap out negative thoughts for positive ones, you will rewire the way you think. Initially, it takes effort, like digging in hard soil, but with practice, those positive thoughts will start to grow naturally. Consider the people who inspire you, those who have achieved greatness or simply exude a sense of peace and purpose. What truly sets them apart is not that life was easier for them or that they had fewer problems. It's often that they trained their minds to respond to problems differently. Where others see defeat, they see lesson. Where others see delay, they see timing. Where others see a brick wall, they look for a door or a window. In other words, they interpret struggle as growth, failure as feedback, and uncertainty as adventure. By mastering their inner world, they gain control over their outer world. This is the mental discipline you should strive to develop for yourself. Begin nourishing your mind with better food. Consume stories, information, and conversations that uplift and inspire you. Read about people who overcame adversity. Listen to speakers who motivate you to be your best. Surround yourself, in person or virtually, with people who have a growth mindset. The company you keep, even the books and media you consume, is part of your mental environment. Choose influences that reinforce the mindset you want to cultivate, not the one you're trying to weed out. And be mindful of your own self-talk. Treat yourself with the same encouragement and compassion that you would offer to a close friend or a child you care about. You wouldn't constantly tell your friend, you can't do anything right. So why say it to yourself? You deserve the same kindness and belief. As you strengthen your mindset, you'll find that when life's storms arrive, and they will, you face them differently. Instead of being washed away by stress or fear, you stand firm or even dance in the rain. With a strong mindset, you might get knocked down by waves of difficulty, but you will not drown in them. You'll emerge soaked, but still standing. In fact, each storm will leave you a bit tougher, a bit wiser, and even more determined. This mental resilience is often the quiet secret of those who succeed over the long term. Their outer achievements, whether it's building a business, creating art, or raising a strong family, all stem from an inner strength. It's important to remember that mastering your mindset is a process, not a one-time decision. You can't flip a switch and never have a negative thought again, but every single day you have opportunities to practice. When something frustrating happens, you get stuck in traffic, or you get critical feedback at work, notice what your mind does and steer it toward growth. Instead of reacting with anger or self-pity, take a deep breath and respond with intention, perhaps by using the time in traffic to listen to an educational podcast, or by using the feedback at work to improve your skills. These little choices, made consistently, are what reshapes your mind over time. Soon, you will start to see the effects of your mental mastery in your life. Challenges that used to stop you now merely slow you down. Setbacks that would have depressed you for days might sting only briefly before you're moving forward again. You might even find new opportunities that were invisible to you before, because your mind is no longer clouded by fear or defeat. Your outer world begins to shift in response to your inner transformation. Understand that mastering your mindset doesn't mean life will be perfect or problems will vanish. It means you will handle them in a far better way. You'll turn obstacles into stepping stones. You'll see failures not as the end of the road, but as a detour to something new. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you'll declare, "Watch how I make the best of this." A strong mind can bend reality by staying focused on solutions instead of problems. A determined spirit can achieve things that once seemed impossible. The garden of your future is planted with the seeds of your present thoughts. If you cultivate your mindset carefully, tending to it every day, you will reap a harvest of success, peace, and growth in the future. Take control of that process now. Decide what thoughts you will water and what weeds you will pull. It's one of the most important decisions you will ever make, and you get to remake it every single day. The garden of your mind is yours to cultivate. What will you plant there today? 9. Turn ideas into action. At the end of the day, all the vision, purpose, and planning in the world mean nothing if you don't take action. Ideas without action are worthless. You can have the most brilliant plan or the most exciting dream, but if it stays locked in your mind and never sees the light of day, it will wither away. The world doesn't reward people for what they think about doing. It rewards people for what they actually do. The greatest tragedy in life is not failing. It's never reaching the starting line. It's the book that was never written, the song that was never sung, the invention that never left the sketchbook, simply because someone was too afraid or too hesitant to take action. Dreams usually don't die because they're impossible. They die because we put them off and let them suffocate under layers of procrastination and fear. To succeed, you must be a doer. Boldly and decisively, you must step forward, even when you're scared or unsure. Yes, the first step can be terrifying. It will probably be clumsy and imperfect, and that's okay. Perfection isn't the goal. Progress is. That first step, no matter how small, is the bridge between your potential and your achievements. It's the dividing line between people who only fantasize and people who actually accomplish things. Your vision is only as powerful as the actions you take to realize it. Don't wait for all conditions to be perfect, because that perfect moment may never arrive. You don't need to see the entire path laid out, and you don't need every question answered to begin. If you can see the next step, take it. If you have an hour of free time, use it productively toward your goal. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can, right now. The moment you start moving, something magical kicks in, momentum. And momentum is a force far more potent than motivation. Motivation might get you started on a good day, but momentum will keep you going even on the bad days. One action leads to another, and soon you build a chain of events that propels you forward. Action builds confidence. Every time you complete a task or take a step, no matter how small, you send a signal to yourself. I did that. Finish writing a page of your book, and you prove you can write another. Go for one short run, and you prove you're capable of exercise. With each action, you train your mind to see yourself as a capable, proactive person. You also train your spirit to push past the inner resistance that urges you to stay comfortable. Each time you act in spite of fear, you diminish that fear's hold on you. Each step forward lays another brick in the foundation of your success, making it a little easier to take the next step. And the next, remember that success is not built in a day by a huge dramatic effort. It is built day by day through consistent small actions. It's not the occasional burst of energy that changes your life. It's the steady accumulation of efforts over time. Writing 1 page a day can create a book. Saving a small amount of money each week can build wealth. Learning a bit every day can earn you a new skill. What you do consistently shapes your destiny far more than what you do once in a while. Greatness hides in those little daily habits. So stop waiting for the right time or someday. Someday is today. Right now is the only moment you ever truly have, and it's the moment that can change everything. Yes, you might feel unready. Yes, circumstances might be less than ideal, but realize that readiness is a choice, not a condition. You don't need to feel 100% confident to do something bold. Often the confidence comes after you take the leap, not before. What you do need is commitment. You need the courage to start and the determination to keep going. Believe in yourself enough to just begin. Your journey to success starts the moment you decide to act on your own belief. It does not begin when others approve of your plans or when some external sign tells you it's okay. It begins when you say, let's go. And that journey grows stronger with every step you take. If you take a step and stumble, learn from it. Get up and step again. If you try and fail, figure out what went wrong and try again in a smarter way. If doubt tugs at you, remember all the reasons you've come this far and push ahead anyway. You have built resilience, purpose, adaptability, and belief. Use them now as fuel to keep taking action. Nothing in your life changes until you make it change. No dream comes alive until you breathe life into it through work. Today, not tomorrow, not next week, is where the future is formed. The decisions you make and the actions you take right now will directly shape the world you live in tomorrow. Every brick you lay today is part of the foundation for the house you will live in later. So take that next step, however small. Make the phone call you've been avoiding. Send out that job application or that proposal. Sign up for the class. Create the prototype. Write the first paragraph of your blog or the first lines of your song. Do it without overthinking. Begin the journey, and once you have begun, refuse to stop. Keep going. Keep building on what you started. Keep taking action every single day, even if some days it's just a tiny inch of progress. In the end, you won't be measured by the ideas you dreamed up or the plans you made. You will be measured by what you actually did, by the differences you made, the work you completed, and the lives you touched. Your legacy will be built by actions, not intentions. So make sure that when you look back, you can say, I gave my dream life. Step forward and never stop. It is not the ideas you had, but the actions you took that will define your legacy.